It used to be against female nature, but now it's completely for female nature. Females started running the world and we're like, we can do whatever the fuck we want.
Guys, y'all looking at the thumbnail, y'all looking at the title of the video, y'all already know what time it is. It is time to get active. Now, guys, I have a ridiculous video for you here today. Now, I'll say a couple of things before we get started. There's been maybe 2 to 3 times over the past 3 or so weeks or so where I've said in a video that what I'm looking at is the craziest ish that I've seen all year or in a very long time. I take all of those back. Because this one right here takes the cake. Let me also say this as well. This video has a lot of language that I'm going to have to bleep out due to YouTube guidelines, but I'll leave a link to this 5-minute clip down in the description box down below. Feel free to go and check it out. They actually have a Patreon link where you can go and watch the full conversation with her and her husband. Without further ado,
I would basically just kind of go on little walks and I would just ask random guys like, hey, are you down to have sex right now? And they think I'm joking. I'm like, I'm 100% serious. In an alleyway, in a bush, right there in the open, I just really want to have sex. There's this field behind my house that people just walk. I'll go out there and I'll do my workout. Once I'm done, I stay there for a little longer just to see if I can find anybody. I do it every single morning. I wouldn't get dick daily, but I would try to daily. Monday.
After your workout, madame, so you take your Super Saiyan thought rocket ass and you'd go work out, you'd sweat and perspire, and then you would ask men going out on their day, fulfilling their purpose, if you can share your swamp viscous innards with the unsuspecting gentleman. Wow. Let's just read this real quick as well. Savannah is 25 and has been doing this since she was about 20. She goes out hunting for guys every day. So you can imagine she's amassed quite a body count in that time. She is also married. Her husband was sitting in the room during this interview. We ended up putting him in the chair and talking to him by the end of it. You can watch it up here. Okay. Let's just go on before I start talking.
Monday I got some, Tuesday I didn't, Wednesday I did, and it would be a pattern. 80% of guys would say yes, and usually they would be timid to say yes. They'd like look around like, is there a van following you? Are you okay? Is this a sign? Do I call 911 now? One guy actually sit there, and he's like, blink twice if you're being forced to do this. I wanted to blink so bad, I was like, no. There were a few guys who sat there and like, how much is it though? And I'm like, none, I just want to make you happy. You seem like a miserable prick, and I want to make you different. It was never based on who I was attracted to, it was solely based on what vibe they gave off. Like if they were giving off like a today wasn't my day, like honey, I will make your day and your entire year in like 5 minutes. Just watch. Because in high school there was this one kid.
Before she starts talking about the high school bullshit, so 80% of y'all are saying yes to this. 80% of y'all are saying yes to this. I think that it's correlated between the value that you have within yourself, like as a man, right? Like as to the reason as to why you would accept swamp ass from a random stranger. You know what I'm saying? She said in the book, like, this shit is illegal. What she's doing is illegal. It's illegal as shit, right? So like, I would say no. I'm telling y'all flat out. I'm like, oh, get away from me, irrespective of me knowing that she just worked out or anything like that. I'd be like, no, get away from me. Y'all can call that what y'all want, but you gotta understand, I treat my body like a temple. I can't eat fantastically throughout my life. I can't work out to the extent of what I do to harden my body to make it the best that I can and just put my member in a lady who just offers it like that. I just can't do it. Not only that, but I'd be thinking it'd be a setup the entire time.
That got bullied because he was told he would never get a girl. I ended up dating him. I was like, you know what? If you want to, we can make this a real dating thing. If you don't want to, we can make it a fake dating thing so you stop getting bullied, because I got sick of it. That's why I would rather choose a guy that seemed down rather than hot, because I'd rather help their self-esteem and their personality. I'm pretty sure a hot guy could easily get laid, whereas an average to under average guy,
it's community service for her.
A lot of people's first I've walked up to a few guys and they're like, well, I have to warn you though, I haven't done anything. And I'm like, honey, you're like 23. What? You haven't at least tried to pay somebody yet? It's your first time. It's on you then if you want to do this or not. And he's like, no, I want to get this off of my back. Like, I'm done. I could die tomorrow. Like, let's go. I guess you could say it boosts my ego a little bit because I know I'm not ugly. I know that if I were to go up to somebody and be like, hey, you want to have sex? The first thing in their head's like, all right. Some guys that would say no, you could tell in their hearts, they're like, I want to say yes so bad, but I can't. If a guy were to sit there and look at me and be like, yeah, but don't tell my girlfriend, I'm gonna look and be like, yeah, no, respect your girlfriend. I have sat there and gotten guys like Snapchats or Instagrams, and I'll find their girlfriend. I'll flat out be like, hey, so the man that you love so much, yeah, that's not gonna work out. And then I'll explain to him what exactly happened. I'm doing a service to women with this, actually. I'm showing women that their men can just go out on a walk around the block and cheat. I mean, women have...
So in other words, she's given herself a sort of pass to be able to do this because she feels as though she's helping women by catching dudes that get her number or Snapchat. And then she then goes and snitches on, like she's like the caped thought crusader. Okay, you know what I'm saying? It's some truly diabolical shit.
Technically always seeked out sex more than men have. It's just men don't know how to approach that. It used to be against female nature, but now it's completely for female nature. Females started running the world and we're like, we can do whatever the fuck we want. I had one female friend and her and I would go out on these, basically we called them dick runs. We'd get in her car and we'd drive around throughout LA and we would just find random guys. I've walked up and down Hollywood Boulevard. Yeah, I fucked a guy at Six Flags. I've gone to Target. There was a worker who was just kind of like checking me out constantly and I happened to notice. I was like, hey, if you like what you see, we could have sex. It could be 2 seconds, just stick it in and out. I just would really love it. If they're like immediately like, oh yeah, and they don't give it a second thought, something's got to be wrong with them because like, why are you so desperate to get laid by somebody? When they get like super desperate, I'm like, oh yeah, why not? I usually sit there and I'll turn it down. It's kind of fucked up. Oh yeah, no, you were too jumpy on that. I don't like desperate. It doesn't look good on you. I'll just walk away.
How dare she be the judgy one? I am so perplexed. You know what's so crazy about this as well? Imagine if this is a dude over here that was just talking about this. Like, oh yeah. I go work out in the gym in the morning and I go, stalk the park. And, women that, pass me, I ask them to da-da-da-da. You know how quickly that dude would have the cops called on him? You know how quickly? Right? Like, number one, this video, besides the cops being called on, but like videos like this wouldn't exist. This video would not have 560,000 views with funny ass comments on it. If it was a dude that was talking about this exact same shit, it would not have this type of traction. Simply. Let's finish up.
Sometimes I'll get called names, you fucking whore, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, yeah, that's kind of what I'm doing out here. This guy was like super jumpy on it and he was like, yeah, let's go. And this was the first and last time I was ever like, all right, I'm gonna give jumpy guys a chance. The sex was totally consensual. And then we got to the middle of it. He was starting to hurt me and I was like, hey, no, I don't like it anymore. Let's stop. He took that as a let's go for it. Oh, but I'm about to come. Can you just hold on for a minute? And it wasn't even as bad as it could have been. I mean, granted, I was like still really pissed off about it and it still traumatized the fuck out of me. Like I used to go out there, no weapons, no nothing. I was like, I could kick their ass. No, I can't. I'm not Billy Badass. I can't just do that all the time. So now I go out with a knife and a pepper spray and I'm like, okay, if anything happens, I know what I'm doing. My pepper spray has to be in my hand the whole time. Because if you want to try something, I need to be able to try something to defend myself. I won't have sex with somebody's grandpa. That's just not gonna happen. Like if I'm looking at him and he's visibly a hard 70 years old, that's a hard not gonna happen. I don't like kissing. Don't come near me with your salty ass lips. I find that romantically intimate. I feel like I'd be over my husband in that. My man and I are swingers. It just doesn't faze him, and to me that's like really hot that a guy can completely be desensitized to jealousy. It enlivens and enriches the sex life my husband and I have. He's the only guy that can actually get me to in a matter of like 20-30 seconds. I definitely see a day where I'll stop. I mean, I do have a son and I'm pretty sure he's gonna get older and he's gonna have friends and those friends are gonna be like, hey man, your mom? She was the janitor's. I didn't know that was your janitor.
Okay. I'm just... No, we're going to leave her on the screen for this one. The problems with this is, A, it's illegal to be doing this publicly. And then B, there was no talk of protection throughout this whole thing. Maybe it's just assumed. And 3, she has a son. And that son will have access to this video to see what her mother was up to, but then also have this access to see what type of father that is raising him. And the decision-making capabilities over here are so goddamn outrageous, wild, and feminism type crazy that the boy hasn't a chance. Seems like the husband is okay with it. Whatever, do your thing. The thing that I worry about is that son. Can you imagine? Like, just think for a quick second. If you had a mother had this pass, oh my God, the amount and degree of bullying that you would go through as a kid, because the kids are gonna find out. The kids got access to the internet. So listen, guys, I wanted to bring you this level and degree of entertainment here today. I couldn't believe this video when I first saw that, so I already know your jaws are dropped as well. All right. Questions, comments, concerns? Y'all already know what to do. Mediocre tutorials and reviews at gmail.com. Guys, last but not least, guys, if you support my content, feel free to click the link down below. Beam up to my Patreon to see the things that I have in store. I would appreciate your support. Until next time, YouTube. Peace.